Good morning, it is Let It Go and Let It Grow, and this is Monday. I do believe it is June the 8th, 2026. So what are we letting go of today? And that is the Wheel of Fortune, which is destiny's cycle, timing, and expansion. It is a fixed sign: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And it is Jupiter fixed zodiac energy. So we are letting go the release to need, know what's coming next. So this is, all of those plans that you make and project into the future. This is asking you to make those plans, but to really release the outcome of that, not get trapped into the what could be, the what should be's. This is asking you to make those plans, but let the Wheel of Fortune turn and let it roll and unfold the way it's supposed to. She has the yin and yang with her, and the dice necklace, which is rolling the dice and taking the chance as well. And of course, if you think of the Wheel of Fortune, spinning the wheel, and the Wheel of Fate, it used to be called as well. Seeing what's coming up next. Don't force your outcomes and these timelines. So once again, it's like if you're making plans, just make them and release. Surrender it. Surrender your thoughts, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams about them, and just let this unfold in flow state. Let it flow the way it's naturally supposed to. Drop the resistance to change. A lot of us fear change. We resist change. We don't like change. And that is our defense mechanisms trying to keep us safe. Yet again, it's a safety issue with that nervous system. So it's asking us to release the fear of change, to release the fear of the outcome that's coming, and to just attempt for us to get into flow and to allow things to unfold as they naturally will. Some things we can't control, and we tend to want to control everything that's around us, micro-plan and make lists and project to the future. Sometimes the best laid plans don't unfold the way that you think, so it's also asking you to drop those expectations about what's to come as well. Stop trying to control every twist and turn. I just said that. This whole Let It Go was all about getting into that flow state and trust what's coming next. With the yin and yang, it is the energies. One is darker, one is lighter, one is feminine, one is masculine. You can see it as light forces, dark forces. And it is telling us that everything happens and eventually it will balance itself out. She's also standing in tree pose, which is showing that as well. And the energy that's coming out of her hands is directing and showing you that the flow is there. And there's no such thing as good and bad. It's duality. You need the light for the dark and the dark for the light. It's when those become out of balance that we end up with issues and problems. So try to come back to that inner state of balance and peace and go with the flow. And trust what you're leaving behind is making room for what's arriving. Once again, this is all about that trust and flow state too. What you leave behind is going to open doors for you for new, beautiful, incredible adventures. So to relax and let your hair down, take that breath, drop those shoulders, relax that jaw. If you're seeing this, take a big inhale right now and relax. And just let that jaw drop, those shoulders drop. The Wheel of Fortune carries the energy of Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. These signs understand that growth often requires transformation. That transformation can be painful if you look at it from the state of the Tower card or the Death card. But transformation, it can also be quiet and beautiful, as well as if you think of the butterfly, the journey of the butterfly. You sometimes have to get quiet and ugly for a minute before that transformation happens. And every ending creates the possibility for a new, beautiful beginning for you. So rise above that cloud. She's sitting on a bed of clouds as well. Rise above it. See your life as the point. I just saw eagle in my head. Rising above the cloud, rising above the fray. Come into that point of observer mode. Relax into what's coming up next. Try to release the perception and the control of outcome. Try to go with that flow. So what are we letting go today? And this is a beautiful Wands card. I absolutely love this card. It is inspiration, passion, creativity, and new adventures, which is a great card coming after the Wheel of Fortune. It is a fire sign, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So we're growing curiosity and excitement about the future. So as you let this go and make those plans, you can be excited about what is going to be happening. A couple weeks ago, I talked about this thing called pronoia, which is the universe conspiring in your favor. And that's what is happening here. If you're able to just relax, come into that solar plexus energy, that place of personal power, throwing that sword or throwing the wand up like there is just no care in the world. And that's exactly what this is about, kind of letting your hair down, letting the energy take you, and embracing the beginner's mind with fresh possibilities. The pages are a younger energy. The pages are the younger energy. I don't know why I thought night for a second, but the pages are that youthful energy. So childlike curiosity. I see her age range from like the age of like 15 to maybe 21, where you still have freedoms, you still have some responsibility, but life hasn't, for a lot of us, I'm not saying this is everybody's path and journey, but life hasn't really gotten real for a lot of us yet at this stage. So open that curiosity of that page and really go with that young, strong spark of energy and inspiration energy for yourself today. Give yourself permission to explore, to enjoy, to take it all in, and reclaim some of that personal power that you, as I said, this is not for everyone, but you may or may not have had at this time frame in your life, depending on where you were in your journey then. Allow creativity and adventure to lead that way, letting that fire really light the way and the path for you. The page is about the youthful energy and encourages exploration, experimentation, and trusting that enthusiasm. So once again, this is about the letting go, releasing, and going into the flow state for this future. And this is actually really getting excited about that future that's coming up for you. The universe is kind of handing you a passport in this manner. You have the cycles turning, shifting behind the scenes, a door opening, one is closing as this wheel turns. And the challenge with the wheel often asks us, what road leads before we are willing to walk it? So you see the road ahead of you, and you have to take stock in whether or not you're ready just to do that flow state release and walk that path. Do you need a little bit more of a rest or time out? If it's a forked road, which fork in the path do you take? So that's all the choices the Wheel of Fortune is kind of asking you to look at. And the Page of Wands, with her carefree attitude and just being in the pure joy of the moment, is asking you to be curious about this next step on your journey. It doesn't need the certainty. It doesn't need to know. The page doesn't need to know what's going to happen. As I said, being a young energy, she's still on her journey forward. It doesn't need guarantees. The page just sort of knows that this is a learning curve. And where I asked you to release the fear of what the future is holding with your plans and just letting things unfold naturally, this is the card that's asking you to, once you're able to tap into that, be excited about what's going to happen for your future. It doesn't even need, the page doesn't even need to know where they're going. So if you can, equate this to being a kid and, you have a friend who has a car and they just show up at your house and say, get in, we're going for an adventure. And you're like, let's go, let's do this. So it doesn't need to know where that destination is. This is, about losing that sense of control and living in that present moment and just being in that state of allowance. This is reminding us that you are at that precipice of standing at that edge of the forest with that path in front of you that you've never seen before. And what adventures can you have down that road? If we sometimes see the path as a straight road that is possibly barren and long and arduous. This is asking you to see that as a forest, as, you know, you're going to be wandering the forest, and what are you going to see and smell, and what are the textures of the trees, and what birds are you going to see, and what little animals are you going to be encountering. So this is asking you to tap into that absolute joy of the new adventure, of the spinning of this wheel. You don't know what's around the corner, but sometimes it's absolutely worth taking that risk and discovering what's new, what's there, and what's coming up. The Wheel of Fortune is telling you that life is changing, which it always does. All in life changes, as do we, right? But this is asking us, it's wonderful that the change is coming. Let's see where this goes. So this is a beautiful reading for somebody who's embarking on learning a new skill, taking that trust and turning that wheel and tapping into it. So release the need for certainty, grow that absolute curiosity. The next chapter may not arrive with a map, but it arrives with total possibility for you. So open that map, get in that car, turn on that GPS, turn north, go to your true north, and just go. Relax and follow that. And this is where is life asking you to trust the unknown more? What areas can you just settle in to trust? What new adventure, idea, or possibility is sparking your curiosity right now? This is the green light energy to go, go, go. So this is a let's go card. So that's the reading of the day. I am going to finish it off with the Healing Spirits card to see what the focus is after this. Beautiful reading today. A whole bunch of hints and direction for all of us. That's what I love about these readings. Sometimes, you know, doing the readings for the collective, it is for all of us. Sometimes the cards speak very loudly to me. Sometimes they're calling me out, calling you out, and just asking you to advance your being, open up, and walk into your true potential. Your life plan is unfolding as it should. Perfect with that card. So that is the, you know, new direction, new adventure, but letting it unfold and flow. And this is giving you the permission to take the walk on that path and just find out with curiosity and that youthful excitement. I just feel excited seeing that card today. That youthful excitement about what potential could actually be in front of you that you even might be missing once you turn that Wheel of Fortune, roll those dice, take that chance. You could be on a very, very beautiful path for yourself, and your path is unfolding exactly the way it should. A lot of blue here and white. White, as to me, is that touching base with spirit. So ask spirit, your guides, for a bit of help if you need it. And the deep blue indigos, that is communication with yourself. And the indigo is trusting that third eye, trusting that intuition, and trusting that ability that things are going to work out for you. You just need to get into that place of power and be fucking excited about your life today. Be excited. Have a good one.